Professor Fun 101.
How's it going, guys? Professor Fun 101. I'm just hanging out. I'm running it. And I'm in the sun. That's right. 101 in the sun. Got you. Alright, so it's been a few months. It's my last video. I'm just kind of trying to wrap up some loose ends in my world, my neck of the woods. Been experiencing a lot of paranormal things in my world. So we just closed out a portal this past Halloween, luckily. So how are all my little students doing? How's it going, class? Funky Monkey Professor Fun. I just wanted to say, hey, I got my new fun duds here. I'm feeling fresh. I'm feeling extra fresh in my new little, got my little sweater here with the roses. We got the little flowers on it. Nice, smooth, you know? Some little bit. Ease it out, you know? So, yeah, what do I want to talk about today? Let's see. I have been busy making a lot of cool new music that I am attempting to release pretty soon here. I have one project that I'm going to be releasing this month, next month, more than likely in December of 2023. I will be freeing the crabs all over you guys. So, yes, my new project. Hey, Boo-Boo. How's it going? My new project, titled Free the Crabs, will be released next month. I've got to start trying to become a normal-ass person, which is pretty tricky for me, right? So, I have quite the story that I'm working on right now. It is heavy. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's a pretty heavy dose of reality for people, which some people are going to be more hurt than others. So there's a lot of combing I have to do with this story that I'm working in and attempting to kind of juxtapose and project my own life's experience onto paper. And well, it's just been a very, very long endeavor to kind of take on. There's a lot of things that I can write about, and there's a lot of things that I probably should keep more personal. So right now I'm trying to divvy those things up. Yeah, so we're working on stories over here and just trying to wrap my brain around where I am at in the world. And I'm at some pretty insane places. You'd say, Professor Fun, that doesn't exist, and I would say, it's real. I promise you, I promise it's real. So, yeah, the aliens have been talking to me, right? The aliens are real. The aliens are real. I promise. They're real. The aliens, yes, you and I are also a part of how aliens are real in this planet, believe it or not. We have a lot to do with everything that's going on with the paranormal and our extraterrestrial, brothers and sisters, cousins, if you will. And they are definitely communicating with humans a lot right now on this planet. I am currently writing my story on how I was able to communicate with the aliens about 8 or 9 years ago, and basically had to bring them back to planet Earth. I've had premonitions, and I have had some of these downloads confirmed that I am supposed to help bring peace between life on Earth and aliens as an ambassador. I have been told lots of things that I'm like working towards to try to even peel back the layers of how that could be a potential for me. And I feel like that part, opening up that kind of idea for people, that we're already in communication with these aliens, and bringing them to Earth by communicating with them seems like a very powerful thing. So my new story that I'm working on is Professor Fun, right? I'm a little alien ambassador rocket ship guy, right? And I'm going through my solar system trying to bring peace to the universe. And it's been a crazy, treacherous journey for Superhero Fun and his companions along the way. So it's a work in progress. We're getting there on some of it, and yeah, eventually, once that is my biggest thing I'm working on this winter, is I'm going to be working on a whole lot of music and a whole lot of myself and some writing that I feel like is overdue. And yeah, I want to bring good vibes between tribes and aliens and human beings, and we can all like eat some cake. Yeah, cool. All right. So Professor Fun is in the sun. I'm on the sun. I'm around the sun. Right. We'll figure that part out. Professor Fun 101. Right. All right. Buy my book. Buy my music. Buy my merch. I'm coming out with new merch. Let's see. Let me invite you guys in. I'm keeping you guys at the door. What's good, y'all? All right. So yeah. So Professor Fun 101. Welcome to my crib. This where I live. So today I woke up at like 2 a.m. today. It was early. Daylight savings just happened this weekend, so we're all kind of adjusting our schedules and things to what feels right for the next several months. At least until the winter solstice, right? So daily meditation and daily writing has been like a really, really powerful tool in my life. I feel like writing has been more of a like meditation in motion for me, so I'm able to both reflect on things while I'm also just kind of cathartically expressing and embellishing my intuition, my energy, and this just kind of being able to have proof of like and evidence of my existence in the things that I'm like involved with. So that way when I'm like, trying to wake up in the morning and I'm starting my next day, I can always go back to see what it is in my journal that has been kind of more of a driving force towards things like self-help and just getting myself kind of sorted out more appropriately It's a very difficult endeavor. Self-help can be a very tedious thing and kind of hard to balance. But I feel like when you give yourself the time of day to get better, um, it sort of happens a lot more organically than if you're compartmentalizing and trying to make it into a routine. So I've been meditating on top of that, which allows me to kind of rebalance, recenter my baseline, kind of find where I'm gonna need to be, right? Because in my understanding, we have these sort of hermetic principles, right, that help us realign our chakras and keep us balanced. And a lot of it starts at your center of balance in your belly. That's why they always say trust your gut. So, use your intuition, use your foresight, but always, kind of go wherever your gut wants you to be. Maybe try starting there, because like I've learned that by being able to meditate and clear my mind, I'm less squirrely in my body. If that makes any sense, I feel a lot less, overwhelmed, restless, things like that when I just go ahead and take some time away from my day to reallocate it towards the space that I'm going to need for my mental clarity, so I'm not fogged up in the brain fog. And a little bit of just room to grow, right? In the morning we want to give ourselves a little space, so we're not claustrophobic by the whole day, right? Because a lot can happen in a day, right? A lot can happen in a day. And I think when we're mindful and we sit there with ourselves and we're kind of allowing ourselves to kind of embrace the now, which gives us more. It gives us more, So like when you can have more of something over having less of something, that seems like right where you need to be for opening up the doors of self-help. And when you're able to be vulnerable and kind of allow yourself to sit with things that you've had to experience, you're able to kind of reallocate those experiences and put them where they belong, right? You're able to kind of say, oh, this is really what I'm dealing with. I wasn't even cognizant that I was actually having to deal with this until I sat down and really watched what happened with it. Because once you can see your options kind of pan out for the day, within those first few blinks of the day, it really settles you into your lane, which allows you to get better at what it is you're attempting to put your effort into. So when you're trying to spread yourself over your day, and you don't want to spread yourself too thin or too thick over any one particular thing, when you meditate in the mornings like that, or have some sort of a ritual, it doesn't have to be mornings, it can be any time of the day, but when you give yourself the time of day, you can attempt to kind of tap into a more empathetic, sympathetic kind of safe space for yourself to sit with problems that you may have experienced during the week, in the past, or the past few days, the year, whatever it may be for you. Giving yourself a little bit of buffer space and room within time, and in your mind, because the human mind's a very powerful tool, and if we don't give it that respect of, hey, you know what, it's not all just fun and games. You want to take yourself seriously, let's sit here and really sit here and understand what it is we need to do today, right? Versus what do I want? See, if I get it's the idea of, hey, I did my homework on Thursday night, so now I can go out on like Friday, Saturday night and go like party with my friends, right? So, I think giving yourself that little bit of an edge, it's that for me it's that whole one touch kind of thing. I don't want to be having to go back to this certain situation over and over again till it gets done. Sometimes it's inevitable, but when you have a little bit of that kind of space to give yourself options and to also see how your experience sits in reality, you're able to not get overtaken by reality, because that's a big part. Happens to everybody, it seems like, when we're not mindful of how we sit in reality, right? We might have a skewed version of what we think it might be happening, what our perception is. It may come off a little more subjective than our reality that's based on planet Earth, which is a 3D reality. It's very objective, matter and physics, right? So at some point those things dissipate into metaphysics and philosophy and stuff like that. So when we have a little bit of room to declutter, okay, I'm an engineer, I've been in the studio, I've seen all the modular rack synthesizers with the crazy wiring patches. I used to do that all the time. So I kind of know when things are over contrived, or they just get all muddied up by unorganization and just direct impulse type of type of reaction, knee-jerk reactions to the responses that life might have and might surface. And I think when you, instead of just diving into the day head first, it's been really helpful for me to be able to sit on the asteroid rock that is planet Earth and kind of vibe with her, right? I'm kind of able to like kumbaya my way through some of my more difficult adversities in my life that have, put me where I'm at today. And also, I'm able to forgive myself for some of those things that I was less patient with myself in, and allow myself a little bit of release. I'm kind of taking the tension and reducing it as much as I possibly can. So if I do have to pull out any stops today, heaven forbid I have to protect myself against somebody else today, you never know who's coming from which angle or what they have in mind for you. It's easier to see those things coming because you're in control. You put yourself first when you meditate. And that can be a very selfish thing, but meditating is a healthy way to be selfish. And I think by having a little bit of time to yourself and saying, no. This is going to be for me so that I can help out later. Do you understand? So I set time boundaries, right? We have personal space boundaries, right? I don't want you too close to me, right? Or we also have time boundaries, which says the same thing, but I don't want to spend too much time with you, right? So I think when you put that into your day where it didn't exist, it gives function to things that are more dysfunctional. Just my own experience. And I think when you can sit with those, be vulnerable, see them through to the end, close out your meditation, you feel it and you perceive it, which is very a very cool thing, that when you can kind of take those moments with you and move forward on spread those things into your day appropriately, it creates a good amount of space between you and things you may need to approach in the right angles, the right directions, right? People might understand you differently if you take time to explain where you're coming from. And I think that's something that's a very professional way to hold yourself, when you're able to reassure people that this is ready, and that these are ready for some of this back and forth, that it makes working with you, right, on a person-to-person level way easier. You're able to bypass certain formalities that sometimes small talk limits you from having with that access to other people. But when you're able to show you're responsible enough to have the conversation, that you're not going to be a reactive in this conversation, it gives people more comfort and building a working trust with your relationship with them, and communicating those kinds of feelings and ideas and what have you. And I think that's a big push in the right direction when you have less direction and you need to navigate your day. So I'm gonna wrap some of this up. I'm pushing for you guys to go out there and leave it in the comments. Tell me how you guys start your days, how you guys like to meditate, what you guys like to do to sit and process certain ideas, in your days, that might help inspire others, and maybe myself even, to try to adopt new habits, or even just look at things from a different angle. It's gonna be a really big kind of a big tool to be able to leverage yourself into a more comfortable place in your day-to-day life. And when we're able to push past things and see them through, the things that are uncomfortable, a little bit less hastily, it gives others a light to follow. It gives them a little bit of behavior, a leadership kind of role to follow, and follow suit with their own actions. So, you never know if you are able to do that in front of somebody, what it is that they're going to pick up from your behavior. And being in control of your own behavior is, I think, one of the more freeing things you can gain in this world, and kind of knowing that it's all up to you. You create your own reality, and how you choose to navigate your way through the world is a big you know, it's a big it's a blessing, man. It's a freaking cool thing, man. So I kind of feel like, you know, Professor Fun still kind of got a lot of growing up to do, but, you know, I'd love to be able to share some of my own endeavors in my sort of my self-care. Yeah, I just wanted to shed some light on where I'm at in my own kind of personal story. I wanted to share a little bit of the things that have been helping me out a lot. They've been like really helping me out, just sitting with my feelings and my thoughts. And even I mean, my neighbors know I'm out here blah 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 all day long, and you know, at least they see some growth. So, you know, some days more than others, but yeah, we're definitely all growing at different rates in different places. And you know, if this resonates with you, or you know somebody who's going through something very similar, feel free to give this video a share. Let them know that you care. Give it a share, okay? Comb your hair, okay? Let's go Bears, okay? So I will catch you guys later. Like, share, subscribe. I'm Professor Fun 101. Check me out on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. I'm on everything but TikTok right now, and we're working on getting to TikTok. I gotta figure out these music videos for y'all. Free the Crabs 2024, Professor Fun. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit that like button. I don't got a store yet, but I'm trying on making some happen here, so I wish you guys the best. You guys stay afloat out there in this crazy, turbulent, crazy, charismatic world's universe that we got to share together. Whee!